There are a lot of myths about the ancient world. Here are a few of them. One is that slaves built the pyramids in ancient Egypt. In fact, they were mostly built by free men who were provided food by the pharaoh and were actually well fed. The Egyptians did have slaves, of course, but they didn't build the pyramids. Another myth is that Roman galleys were rowed by slaves. In fact, they were usually rowed by free men. I should add that they did have galley slaves in the Mediterranean, but much later in history. In the 16th century, both Turks and Europeans had many galley slaves. Another myth is that when a gladiator was defeated in a fight, if you held your thumb up like that, it meant let him live. And if you held your thumb downwards like that, it meant kill him. In fact, that's not true. In fact, if you wanted the defeated gladiator to live, you would hold your thumb within your fist like that. If you held your thumb upwards, it meant kill him. It's sometimes said that a caesarean birth is called that because Julius Caesar was born in that way. Well, yes and no. It's unlikely that Julius Caesar was a caesarean birth because we know that his mother lived for several years after he was born, and that kind of operation in those days would normally be fatal for the mother. But the belief that Julius was born in that way may have given rise to it being called a caesarean birth. Another common myth is that the Roman Emperor Caligula made his horse a consul. In fact, he never did. A Roman writer said that Caligula planned to make his horse a consul, but he was stopped because he was assassinated. But we don't know if Caligula seriously planned to make his horse a consul, or if he said it jokingly, assuming of course that he ever said that at all. In any case, his horse never became a consul. Finally, 2,000 years ago, a people called the Celts lived in Western Europe. Their priests were called Druids. No archaeological evidence has ever been found of large numbers of people being burned, and it may have been Roman propaganda. Look at how barbaric the Celts are. They need us, the Romans, to civilize them. In the 1st century BC, a writer named Strabo repeated the claim that the Druids practiced human sacrifice by burning people to death, but he also claimed that they impaled people and shot arrows at them. But historians think the Celts didn't actually use the bow and arrow, so this claim is, to say the least, questionable. The Romans were the enemies of the Druids. When they conquered Britain, they destroyed the Druids, possibly fearing that they might foment some kind of revolt. So anything they say about the Druids is likely to be very biased. More than likely it's a myth. Well, thanks for watching.